Alright, this is battle against LiekingOfMudkipz. And yeah, I challenged him, and he's like, yeah, sure. And he starts with the Flygon. I start with my Jirachi. I go for the Iron Head. This is a super haxy battle. I go for the Iron Head, and I get a flinch. He does a little bit less than half. I go for another Iron Head, brings him down to the red. And he's like, oh, come on. And he switches out into his Cock Polish, which is his Uxie. I go for the Iron Head, and it still doesn't do a lot to the Uxie, so I switch out into Scizor, and he reflects, which kind of screwed over my Scizor because all my Scizor's moves are physical. So I go for a Pursuit, predicting a switch, but it turns out he doesn't, but still it does a decent amount for a Pursuit. He goes for the U-turn, and that wasn't a really good move because he knew I was banded, so he went for the Pursuit. It brings him down to a little bit less than red. He goes into his Bjsller, which is a Magmortar. He predicts the switch really nicely. He goes for the Thunderbolt to my Gyarados. So yeah, because I was predicting like a flamethrower. But he goes for the Thunderbolt, and that will like annihilate my Gyarados. So Gyarados goes down. I just wasted my Gyarados there. And then I go into my Arbok, LOL. He goes for the Hidden Power Dark. He told me he misclicked. He was going for Lava Plume, and I'm like, oh, never mind. And I go for the Poison Jab, and I get a gate crit on the Magmortar. That crit mattered because he had to reflect up even though I was banded, but still it wouldn't KO him. And now he goes for Just for LOL, which is his Shiny Kangaskhan. But Shiny Kangaskhan and normal Kangaskhan doesn't look different. So he goes for the substitute. Poison Jab doesn't take it out because of the reflect. So I'm like, oh, come on. So I switch out into my Scizor. He facades, and he's not a Toxic Orb, Flame Orb, or anything like that. He's just like a normal facade, and it did shit to a Scizor. So he switches out into his ult, really, which is his Flygon. I go for the Bullet Punch, and that will KO the Flygon. He goes into his Flygon for pretty much his Death Fodder, for a free switch into his Hippowdon. So he goes into his Hippowdon, gets a Sandstream thing. I go for the Bullet Punch, seeing how much it will do. And it doesn't do a lot. So he goes for the Earthquake, and it does a lot more than I expected because Scizor has pretty good defense. But and Hippowdon has kind of really good, not really good, but it's decent attack. Yeah, there you go. So I switch out into my Sonic, expecting another Earthquake, but he predicts the switch not nicely because he goes for the Ice Fang, but it does a little bit less than half because of the Intimidate. And yeah, and he watched my first Wifi battle, so he basically knows my team. And so he munched on the leftovers. I go for Brave Bird because this is a Band Staraptor, and it does like a lot of damage for the for a tank. And he just sets up Stealth Rock just pretty much to leave Hippowdon out as Death Fodder. So he's munching on leftovers. I go for a Brave Bird because I am banded, and I really didn't over predict. So yeah. I go for a Brave Bird, brings me down to 17 points with the recoil, but the Sandstorm will take me out, which sucks. And ignore the background music, it was just a little complaint, whatever. I went to my Scizor, he goes back into his Just for LOL. I predicted like a Fake Out or something, but it turns out he doesn't have it. I go for the Bullet Punch, it does a lot of damage, and he goes for the Facade, and it doesn't do a lot once again. And the Sandstorm won't affect me, it affects him, so it pays back. Because I'm Steel type, and yeah, he goes for the Sucker Punch, and if this Sucker Punch will kill, the game would have like changed different, like a lot. So I go for the Bullet Punch, and that will kill the Kangaskhan. So if that Sucker Punch killed, this game would have been a lot, had a different result. So he goes into his Armadillo, which is actually an Armadillo, I think. I'm not sure. I forgot. But I go for the Bullet Punch. He lives with 6 hit points. He told me, and he said he misclicked to Rock Polish. So yeah, and then I go for another Bullet Punch, and that will KO the it's Armaldo. Yeah, it's Armaldo. Yeah, there you go. I haven't seen him in a while. Anyways, his last Pokemon is his Uxie. I go for the Bullet Punch, and that will KO the Uxie. So GG, LiekingOfMudkipz. Links in the description. Go sub him, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.